All right, good evening, everybody. This is Mike with Tabletop Nerdcast Crew, and with me tonight I have Percy and I have Rick. So, two of the cast members and crew members here at Tabletop Nerdcast. Rick runs our D&D game, and Percy's kind of taken some time to himself after running a bunch of campaigns and stuff for us in the first place.
Yeah,
He's
Percy's not doing
lazy.
anything anymore.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
we need to cut his salary.
He just wants to play. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is anymore. He just wants to
My
play.
friend, you couldn't cut my salary any lower than it already is.
Oh,
It's free. As a matter of fact, you
yeah.
should you should pay us, right? That's how that works. Um, anyway, so we are back with a with our Star Wars Age of Rebellion campaign called Galactic Youth. We have had a few people pop in and out and check us out here and there on some of our campaign, and hopefully you guys will enjoy what we have in store for you this evening. Because last time, and I know we're getting a little bit of a later start here, but last time on Galactic Youth, we had a certain situation in a warehouse that Maranga here, Rick's character, had been able to circumvent a lot of the security and the droids, and had shut down a lot of the labor droids that were there, and had broken into a portion of the facility and started to ransack it to see if he could find some useful items and trinkets that might help him along his way in his journey. Um, and one of the things that Percy here, Mr. Aaron, had found looked like a busted up old antique hilt. And as soon as he had picked it up, a visor that he carries that allows him to communicate with his, if you want to call him quote unquote Jedi Master, he was
Maybe
compelled.
Sith Lord, would that be better?
No, he's kind of somewhere in between.
Okay.
Um, but he's his teacher. We'll call him a teacher.
The
How's that work?
teacher.
But this particular device, or the combination of those two devices and an old crystal that he had from his former master, or from his master, caused him to have this overwhelming desire to sit down and meditate. And as he did so, he was pulled into a force vision. And at the tail end of that force vision, he had come across a vision of an infant that was wrapped in a swaddling blanket, a white swaddling blanket. And to his terror, the infant started to bleed through the swaddling blanket. And it's at that very moment where we're going to pick back up. Hey, Aaron, you are just this. You are so shaken by this that you are yanked out of this force vision, and it's almost like you've lost your breath as you come back in and your eyes start to focus inside this warehouse. Off in the distance, you kind of see Maranga over here. He's diving through crates, and it looks like he's as happy as a slug in sludge at this point. And this is where I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Let you kind of direct where we're going from here.
With the image of a slug in sludge, please proceed.
I said happy as a slug and sludge. Kid in a candy
Hey,
store, um, you know, uh, squiddy in the water, whatever you want to call it, right? I mean,
hey, Ron, man! I found this. I found a rocket launcher. Oh my gosh! Look at this thing. Oh, there's rockets down here too, man. This is so cool. Hey, Aaron, what are you
Yes,
doing?
yes. That's a great. It is great.
You don't seem too excited, man. Hey, this is cool stuff.
Rockets don't really turn me on the way they do you.
Yeah, but it blows things up from a distance. What is better than that?
Well,
I don't know, picking somebody 30 feet up in the air and dropping them.
I hope they are not blowing them up close by.
Well, I'll be careful. You know me, man. Man, I'll be careful, man. It's
I have
okay.
actually never seen you blow anything up.
No, I've just built bombs. I haven't blown anything up yet. That is true. Yeah, man. Tonight, we blow something up.
Yes.
Oh, man, there's all kinds of good stuff in here.
So I guess we're waiting for our rebel leaders to get here with the ships.
So
I guess.
I'm going to ask you because I don't believe last session you guys had even given them a call. So what's your
I
overall
think
plans on what's
I'm
going
pretty
to
sure
happen here?
we called them before we came over to this area and let them know like we have secured the area. We're ready for you to come and pick up the stuff.
Okay.
And we were waiting for Pike to signal us that he was on his way, kind of thing.
Personally, I don't remember, but we can retcon that. That is not an issue whatsoever. So, you guys are there for quite some time, still digging through crates, still trying to find what you can, and obviously all the droids are shut down, and you're kind of hoping and praying that no other ships come in at this point, and your comms start chiming in again, telling you that there are a series of small transport ships that will be coming in to go ahead and remove all the gear and equipment and food supplies and stores from this location. They will all be unmarked vehicles. So they're strongly suggesting that the two of you evacuate the facility as soon as possible.
But there's so much good stuff here. What? Just give us a little bit more. I need more time. A little more time.
And you guys are you're on your comm link, obviously, asking for a little bit more time, and an old familiar voice chimes in, and it's Captain Pike, and he says, Moringa, negative. We can't afford to have you still be there in case a ship does come in that we are unaccounted for.
Oh, but look at this blaster pistol. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Then take it and leave.
But there's so much good stuff here.
We have an ETA of 10 minutes, so you guys should be clear from the site by that point. Because our crews that are coming in have orders to basically eliminate any living creatures that may be there. So we need you off-site, and we need you off-site now.
I feel like I must warn you that most of the operators here are droids, so...
Right, but again, we can't account for another ship coming in.
Well, this is true.
I mean, this is a storage house, correct? This is a smuggling ring. We don't know how they get their supplies, when they get their supplies, and what's going to happen.
All right, man.
Very true.
Hey, Ron. It's not...
When is the first ship slated to arrive?
Less than 10 minutes.
Then we have 10 minutes. Well, probably 8 minutes.
It's going to take us 5 minutes to get back to our speeder.
Well, we don't have to be at our speeder. We just have to be out of this facility.
Fair enough. Do you want me to blow it up?
The facility?
No, Moringa, we don't want you to blow this up. You hear that over the comm link? By the way, quit hotkeying your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, man. All right. Hey, Ron, all right. I'm not sure how much more I can carry. I'm going to grab some of these rockets. We're going to have some fun with these.
Yeah, okay, I guess we head out. Are we supposed to take stuff right now? Is that... I'm
Like
not sure about the order of operations.
narratively here, you guys would be removing the 3 items that I did say that you could take. Those items will be revealed at a later time. Obviously, Moringa did reveal one of his items, which is basically a rocket launcher pistol. Other than that, those other items will be revealed in the future. All right. So with that, it's kind of you guys are quickly gathering up your stuff and heading back. I'm assuming back towards the front of the facility and towards your speeder.
Carefully. Well, we want to make sure that nobody has awakened, droid or otherwise.
All right. So are you sneaking, or is this just a?
I forget, had we turned off the cameras, Rick? That were. Yeah.
We put them on a loop.
Okay, so we can just leave, like, go out the door and go.
Correct.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, we'll just kind of... I just want to peek out the door and make sure nobody's, like, watching us leave and then leave.
All right. So that's fine. You take a look out there, and there's no need to make any type of rolls at this point because obviously it's just been a droid system or a droid location. It's not manned or anything like that. You don't see any ships that are sitting on the pads currently. All the cameras you are able to verify, Rick, that they're sitting on a looped feed, so they're not seeing anything. And currently, like I said, all the droids are kind of in standby mode.
All right.
Man, it's too bad we didn't have more time.
Well, they are taking all of the equipment back to the base, I hope.
Yeah,
So
they're not going to
perhaps
let
we'll
us have any of that.
Well, we never know. It is gear that is there for the use on our missions.
Yeah, it's true, and it goes to good cause, right? Yeah, man, it's okay.
We hope it's a good cause. They are sacrificing children.
Us.
Yes.
Y'all are all about the kids right now. It's just okay.
Hey, I don't feel like such a kid anymore.
No. In Star Wars, the youth grow up quickly.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, let's get back to the base. See what other stuff they're going to sacrifice us on.
All right. So you guys going to take a direct route to the base? You're just going to kind of lazily fly around in different places and levels and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I mean, as far as anybody knows, we haven't been anywhere where we weren't supposed to be, so we'll just go back.
Alrighty.
Unless there's like parking tickets on our speeder to indicate that somebody was in fact watching.
Can I blow those up?
So you get back to the speeder, and it's not there. No. Anyway, you get back over to where you guys had parked it on the pipeline, kind of down off on one of the sides where you could get to the stairs and the catwalks that are all in there. And you get back, and there's the speeder is still located, right where you guys had left it. It doesn't look like it's been disturbed at all. You hop back in, power it back up, and you guys are ready to go. So are you heading to Rebel Command, or where are you going?
Yeah, we'll just head to Rebel Command, I guess.
Yeah, man. Let's just go back.
Oh wait, no. We didn't load up the food items for Admiral's snack bar. Rotten luck.
Oh, you're right, man.
Or did you?
I mean, I would like to say that I did.
Because you guys had said last time you were going to take some crates with you that had some food stuff.
We actually did. We pushed them out to the
Oh, that's true, yeah.
to that first area we were in.
So we've got whatever will fit in our car.
All right.
So let's go there and deliver.
All right. So you guys are heading down to level 1313 again, and you find your way back in, to familiar territory.
By the way, I remember why I know we did call the people last time. Because I told them to send Tony cupcakes.
You told them to go find Tony cupcakes.
Yeah, because they didn't want to send their rebel ships to come and do that thing, so I told them about Tony cupcakes.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's what it was.
There's some better context.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So you guys make it back, to some familiar territory, and as it was described before, you've got this long street where it's just Duracrete buildings, and obviously there were some cameras that are all out and about. You do have a little diner kind of facility where it's just a restaurant, full glass plate sitting in front of it, and on the front of it, Admiral's snack bar. And you pull up and you park the speeder just in the general area right in front, and just looks like normal everyday thing. You see a couple of security guards down the road, just very similar to what you saw early on when you guys were kind of exploring this particular region before, and just foot patrols, and a bunch of people going about their day-to-day business. What you don't see is Tony Cupcake.
Oh,
he is no longer at the corner.
That's too bad. I was looking forward to some
I
cupcakes.
was really looking forward to some cupcakes. Oh, man. So, we take our crate to Admiral's snack bar.
We take a crate of prawns.
So you guys
Drop it
just
on the
walking
counter.
in with a giant crate just into the front door of the Admiral's
Well, I
Snack
mean,
Bar?
we'll
We
leave
have
it in
a bunch
the
of
car.
different-
We'll go and have conversations with him first.
Well, okay, then let's RP this. Let's get this
Yeah,
going.
Let's go.
And we got
All
different
right.
size crates. We're gonna bring a smaller crate.
Okay.
You know.
Just to show our good faith.
So
Yeah.
you guys walk in, and all of a sudden you see that old Mon Calamari kind of guy just standing there going, "Oh, what are you doing back here? Last time you guys caused me problems."
Oh man, we're here for good. It's good. You're gonna like it. It's good.
We are here for reparations
Reparations? What?
for the problems we caused.
Well, what are you proposing?
It's a gift.
And I gesture toward the crate that Miranda is holding.
I pop it open. I pull out a big old prawn.
And before you even get to that point, he goes, "Unless it's some kind of food that I can sell here, I'm gonna have to close up soon."
We got you covered.
So you pop the crate open and hold up a giant prawn. You've never seen a Mon Calamari's eyes get any bigger than they are possibly that they are at this point. It's just like they've grown like 3 sizes at this point, and he's almost flabbergasted. He's like, where, and how, what, where?
You not
Do
to
you-
worry
Yes,
about
do
the
you
how
want?
and the where. But do you want them?
Of course I want him. How much? How much do I have to buy him for? What's
Nothing.
this might save my restaurant.
We have more.
We have more, and perhaps just give us an appetizer next time we come in.
Appetizer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cook up and he just he trails off mid thought and screams back towards the kitchen. Hey, make one of everything. And from the back you hear a droid reply, "We have nothing." One of everything is
will.
simple. Here's a plate. And it comes over the window.
Should we pull us to be there around the back?
Yeah, just pull it around. Well, that means you have to go down around. No, don't go down around the block. Just bring it in here. And he'll
Okay.
he's holding open one of those big silver doors that has a little glass window in it back towards the kitchen, and he's got a big old grin on his face as you guys start bringing the crates in. And I can't thank you enough. This is I'm gonna have to ration this out so that the Empire doesn't know that I got stuff in here, and then they come snooping around. He's already making plans for what's going on.
Yeah. We're just glad we can help. You
Indeed.
know, man. But if you want to cook me up one of these prawns, I would enjoy it. We got time, right?
Whatever, as you want. So he runs back there and he's like barking orders at the droid, and you see him like almost throwing stuff over towards the droid's cooking, and the very first time that something hits that window, and you can tell it's been a while since something's hit that window, and he's just got a couple of prawns that are all decked out and cooked really well after a few minutes, and he brings them back out to your table, and he's just sitting down with you, and he's like, "I can't thank you enough. This blockade is killing me. This is probably going to save my family for the rest of whatever this blockade has got in it."
Let's hope so.
We
I
hope the
appreciate that we
blockade
can
does not
help.
last any longer than it has to.
And almost on cue, coming down the street, you hear, "Hey, get your cupcakes! It's Tony's cupcakes!"
We got dessert! The day could not get any better than this.
Indeed.
Oh, man. I wish this could last forever. I love it. Yeah.
That's when
So-
Ranga and Aaron quit the rebellion and joined Admiral's Snack Bar.
Campaign over.
Yeah. Can I turn this into a cupcake launcher?
All right. So, again, you guys hear Tony coming up and down the street, and similar to what you saw the last time, it's just kind of like you see some flickering of some electricity almost everywhere he's walking, and a matter of about a minute him being on the corner, those 2 guards come right back down around, and the whole routine plays itself over again, almost like it's a comical repeat.
This is starting to feel like a video game.
Except this time he's wearing a leisure suit. No, I'm
Oh,
just
nice.
Oh, flammable.
No, anyway, so you guys watch that happen, and like I said, it's just the same typical routine over and over again. If you guys are there for more than 15 minutes, he comes right back. They chase him back off again. You know, that kind of routine is just taking place. So I'm going to leave it to you guys. You're still sitting at Admiral Snack Bar.
Do we go and talk to Tony Cupcake?
We go and buy cupcakes. We don't have to talk.
That's true.
But let's hope that he still has some left. But those guards just won't leave him alone.
Well, he is doing things that he is not supposed to. No.
Selling cupcakes, man? Like, what is the problem with selling cupcakes, man? I don't get it.
Maybe he's harming their business of some kind. I don't know. Listen, we tried to deal with these guys before and wound up causing a chaotic scene here in this community. I don't want to do that again.
So we lay low until they leave him alone, and we go get cupcakes. Or if they take him away, we go get cupcakes.
It sounds like we're getting cupcakes. So
That's my plan.
we wait until the most opportune moment and we go get cupcakes.
Well, as I said, normal routine. They start chasing him off down the street. He starts pushing his cart, his little hover cart, back down towards the street. And you guys know the whole familiar routine. He's just going to go down around the block, turn around, wait a couple minutes, and come right on back.
All right, when he does, we'll be waiting for him.
That's right.
All right, so a few minutes later, you kind of see him coming down the street. This time he's not yelling out Tony's Cupcakes because the guards are kind of down around the corner, probably 100 yards or so. And they're stuck on their patrol, even though they know he's coming back. They're stuck on their patrol. They can't just sit there all day. So he comes strolling up and hits that corner again.
All right. Hey, Tony! Tony! Man, Tony!
Oh, I know, Joe. You're that squiddy that came and bought all my cupcakes last time.
They were good.
That's
I'm
right.
here to do it again.
Well, not all of them. We just want some.
Well, I got a couple different flavors this time. It's all about the chocolate ones this time.
Excellent. We will take them.
Okay!
So he opens up and he goes, "So how many can I put you down for? Last time you took a dozen. Are we going for 3? 3 dozen this time? You can help me clear out of my whole inventory and I can get out of here. These guys can stop harassing me."
How much?
We are-
I think it was 50 credits.
I think it was for 3. Actually, I think that's a good deal. Have we got 50 credits?
I don't actually know if we have any credits.
I thought you had a...
You still
No,
have
last time I spent the Admiral's credits, or Commander's credits. They had given us 1,000 credits to get equipment if we needed it.
Yeah, but you had to spend them all.
No, I've
Yeah, but
got credits.
I assumed I had to give them back, but if not, then yeah, let's spend the credits.
Operating
Yeah.
expenses. All right, so you guys hand over, hand him the little credit chit, and he goes through and he hits up his little machine and he plugs it in and takes 50 credits off, and he goes, "All right, that's good, man. Now I can get out of here. All right, now I've made sold all my cupcakes and I'm ready to go ahead and just put this planet in my in my exhaust and just get on out of here."
What, you mean you're leaving?
You think I'm staying?
Where you going?
How will you get past the blockade?
That's for me to know. And he taps on his little cart.
We may need a ride. When are you going to leave?
Well, I mean, what's in it for me? I can stick around just a little bit if you need a ride off of here, but it's my services ain't free.
No, I understand. You say, "Hey, Ron, you got some unfinished business, if I remember correctly. You know, man? If we're doing that, this could be a...
Well, we of course have lots of different kinds of business, but
Don't
mean-
leave for a day.
I could
At
I could
least.
wait maybe up to a week from now if you guys give me let's say 200 credits for just kind of sitting there hanging out in the hangar. I could wait for about a week, and then we could be able to put this planet in our in our review mirror, so to speak.
I don't know about giving you 200 credits right now. We got to figure this out. But what if we talk to you tomorrow? And
If
then
I
we'll
don't
give you
if
an
I don't have
answer.
200 credits, I'm leaving today. There's no point for me to be here.
We just gave you 50.
Those are for cupcakes. This is
No,
for
I
staying.
understand. That's part of a,
No, no, no,
that
no, no,
shows
no,
our
no,
good
no, no. I don't
intentions.
think you understand, my friend. This is business.
And I understand. What do you think, Aaron?
Well, I do have some operating expenditure money, so if 200 credits keeps you for a week, I suppose we could suffer it.
All right, not a problem. I mean, he kind of holds out his hand like, you know, you just kind of hook me up here, and I'll be down in my in my hangar, just holding out.
That's good, man.
Where is your hangar?
He gave us the address last time.
Yeah,
Who's
I'm not gonna
the
go
address?
digging notes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was making sure he hadn't like changed it.
No, no, no. It's still in the same place. You're still good. As a matter of fact, everybody seems to be trying to get a hold of Coney Cupcakes these days. I mean, that was some interesting call. And I happened to notice you brought my friend over here some crates. What's up with that? I hadn't seen crates coming in and out of here on a regular basis. You guys holding out on me?
It's still not
You
a
got-
regular basis. It was only one time.
Yeah, you got your secrets. We got our secrets. You know?
I like you. That's why I like you.
Yeah,
There
man.
it is.
Yeah, man.
What is Tony Cupcakes? Is he a Trandoshan?
Carillion.
No, he was a human.
Was he
He's a
human?
Carillion.
He was
Yeah.
Carillion. He was a Carillion
I'm
human.
like imagining him exactly like Watto right now.
Watto. No.
Hey, I like you.
You's a good guy.
Ultra coquita.
Oh, cookie. Cupcake.
Anyway. All right, so after this exchange goes on for about another minute or so, all of a sudden you guys hear down the street, "Hey! Why do we have to keep chasing you off?" And you see the guards coming down around the corner.
We'll see you later, man.
We have our
Been a
3
pleasure.
dozen cupcakes.
You have your 3
Yes.
dozen cupcakes.
Then let's go back to the rebel base. I guess.
You guys
30 minutes well wasted.
30 minutes well wasted, absolutely.
Uh,
So you guys, you guys have been itching to have Tony come back in, and figured if you're already at the snack bar, might as well
Might
have him
as
back
well.
around, right?
there you go.
As well.
The only problem with this whole scenario is now I want a cupcake.
Gosh, yes.
I really want a cupcake.
Just wait until we introduce the Kevorkian Monkey Lizard Brigade. Anyway,
I don't even know
What
what
do you
that
think we're
is.
gonna want then?
I don't know. I don't want to know. Anyway, so you guys lift back off in your speeder, and you head back through another couple levels, and you're back again. Really familiar kind of territory, hitting the little highways that they have that go between the different levels and whatnot. And, you pull back up, and you pull into what looks like Rebel Command again. And
What looks like Rebel Command? That's all.
I know that sounds cryptic, doesn't it?
there's a lot less speeders that are located currently where you were at. There doesn't seem to be quite as many mechanics running around.
Anybody that we recognize though?
Not currently, not currently. I mean, you're still seeing folks that are doing things that look like it's a hustling and bustling kind of environment, but it's not necessarily like what it was right before you guys had left out.
All right. So what do we normally do when we get here? I guess we just park the speeder and go in.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't
mean,
know the protocol.
Well, the protocol is you guys just basically are, almost like any other, rebel soldier. It's kind of like you're in and out, kind of spies-wise. You're in and out. You're free to do what you need to do.
Gotcha. I
So-
didn't know if it was like a Breaking Bad situation where these are all like regular mechanics and the rebel entrance is on the back.
No,
You know,
no.
and something like that. Okay, cool.
I mean, these guys are still armed. I mean, you can see that, but they're not. It's not like
Gotcha.
not
so
like
it's less like Breaking Bad and more like Sons of Anarchy.
There we go. That's probably a little bit better description.
Man, let's.
Like everybody knows we're rebels, but they can't prove it.
Yep. So you guys see normal foot traffic going in and out of the little hallway in the office area that you guys were accustomed to before, where you met with Pike and Jack.
And the I can't remember the mechanic's name, the tech's name that we gave the disruptor
see him.
pistol to. Oh,
Bronson.
We don't see him.
Yeah, we don't
Bronson?
see anybody we recognize. Right now.
Bronson, but he is not there. You don't see him currently.
Man, I wanted to give him a cupcake, man. We got to stay on good sides of him.
You guys and those fucking cupcakes.
You made us 15-year-olds and you put a cupcake stand in front of us. That's your fault.
Yes, I know.
If it had been an ice cream truck, well, it would have been ice cream. But
We probably would have been
keep better.
We probably would have been too cool for the ice cream truck. At 15,
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
you don't really get back to the ice cream truck until like 23, 24.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, after you decide you're too cool for it, and then you realize, oh, it's still good.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's still good. I really like those SpongeBob bubblegum pops.
The orange sherbet pops. There it is.
That's right. The
Anyway.
bomb pops. The bomb sticks are still good,
Uh-huh.
no matter how old you are.
Oh my God, guys, seriously. we stopped playing Star Wars and started talking about the ice cream truck.
Hey, at least the lights don't flicker every time.
Take me somewhere, Michael.
All right. So, GM hint: the doors keep opening and closing with people going in and out of the
Yeah,
hallway.
let's
I
go.
go
There.
Let's
All right.
go. Let's go see Pike.
Jeez, Louise.
Come
All
on.
right.
Let's go find Pike.
All right. So you guys,
Listen, you told us sandbox, so we're sandboxing it.
yeah, y'all are sandboxing whatever. I mean, that's you're making this rough. All right. So you guys head back in down the hallway, and obviously you see a bunch of different personnel running in and out. Now again, this may be a rebel command, but it's a rebel cell, so you're not seeing things like uniforms or anything like that. It's not like an official military kind of presence, but
Right.
again, you're seeing what would be a busy office kind of routine. And coming down the hallway at the very opposite side, you see a young, like 12-year-old boy with
Jack!
big old curly red hair.
Jack, come on.
Oh, my
What's
friends!
happening?
Hey, you
Come
guys are
on.
back. How did it go?
It went
Really well. We got cupcakes. We got.
Cupcakes. Wait a minute. I don't want to hear
Fish.
about anything else. I want cupcakes.
Well, we got a cupcake. You like chocolate?
Exactly. That's what we've been telling our GM.
Yeah, talk to the GM for us, will you?
Now, are they red velvet or are they
They are
white?
chocolate. That's
The
close.
chocolate.
Even better. Big old smile comes across his face as he
Absolutely.
starts holding out his hand. He goes, "Oh, wait. You know what? Damn it! I forgot to introduce you." So he kind of reaches over to the left and points over to the left, and Aaron, this one kind of strikes you a little weird, but just behind him, there's a young female Twi'lek, and she's probably about your age. Pretty nice on the eyes too. Pretty nice on the eyes.
Ah.
Your 15-year-old self needs a willpower check. No.
I'm a force user. I'm trained for this.
Yeah. Throw in 4 reds. No.
Oh,
Now-
I only have 3 reds. You can't do that.
I'm just teasing you. So yeah, no, there is a very attractive young female Twi'lek. I mean, obviously she is a teenager, and next to her, there is another little boy. It's probably about 13 years old, just a little bit brawnier and stockier than Jack, and
Also a Twi'lek?
he's human, and he's got brown hair, and Jack goes, I meant to show you guys. So Streaks, and he's pointing towards this female Twi'lek. He goes, this is Aaron, and this is Moringa. Remember how I told you we broke out of jail? So he starts going into this like long story, and then all of a sudden, like halfway through the story, he stops and goes, I did it again, and this is Iggs, and he points over to the young kid with the brown hair, and he's like, "These are the guys that helped. I mean, they're gonna help us." And he just keeps chiming and going, and you could just tell he is like amped up like it is nobody's business. You have never heard him talking as fast as he is talking right now.
So he's excited.
Jack, lay off the monsters.
No man, hey,
And it was Stripes and the Eggs.
No. It's Streaks and Iggs.
Streaks and Eggs. I'm so sorry.
Now you remember what I told you what we're called, right?
I remember you suggesting a name.
Okay. And he's kind of looking. He's got this disappointed look on his face, like, you don't remember then?
ankle biters.
Then and you just see
Ankle biters,
that
right?
you just see that 12-year-old. He lights back up at the whole ankle biters. He goes, "Damn right, we're the ankle biters."
Man, that's a
That's
great
right.
name. You came up with that name. That's a great name.
That's right, the meringue.
I love it. And I'm starting, because I pick up pheromones from people, his excitement is starting to rub off on me now, too.
Woof! I force power influence to get that away.
All right, so
Man,
Rick,
who's the girl?
Rick,
I like the girl.
you
Yeah.
pick up on pheromones. So at this point in time, I really do want you to roll me a willpower check, and it is an average check.
Woof.
Willpower. Luckily, willpower is one of my willpowerful stats, you know? Let's see, that's one
That was-
green. That was great, wasn't it? I thought that
It
up
was
all
incredible.
myself. I thank you. So just roll, and it's what check? Average?
It's an average difficulty.
Okay.
Let me know how it pans out for you.
Yeah, it's. How do you think it's going to pan out?
I don't know. How did it pan out for you?
I didn't fail. Well, I guess I failed because I didn't succeed. So yes, I didn't succeed with with 3 threat.
So you're having a whole lot of troubles right now because the pheromones that you're picking up that are being dropped right now
Are
by
mine.
Jack, Iggs, and a little bit by Aaron at this point. You can't seem to take your eyes off of that female Twi'lek, and you're getting a little bit more excited and more excited and more excited as this conversation is taking place.
Well, I think, hey,
And
what'd you
What
say
I
your
mean
name
by
was?
not taking your eyes off of the female Twi'lek is you're not able to make eye contact.
Okay.
So, did you have any advantages or threat?
3 threat.
3 threat.
Moringa can't talk to girls.
Well, this girl, maybe. This doesn't set me up for life.
God, I love the Star Wars dice. So, you will go ahead and take 1 strain. However, the
I
remaining
take
2...
what? Okay, go ahead.
The remaining 2 threat that you are dealing with is that you are stammering all over your words. You can't quite put your words together, and you're kind of doing that little, like, I hate to say it, that young teenager, almost like, the best way for me to put this is the pee-pee dance, trying to cover things up.
Are my tendrils
There
standing on end?
there is way too much sexual pheromones going on at this point in time because all of the boys surrounding the female Twi'lek.
He's holding his rocket pistol in front of his crotch.
He's like,
It's ready to launch.
I got this. I got this. Just
Did you see my rocket pistol? No, don't look now.
now, you can obviously see, and Aaron, you're seeing this. You're seeing that this female is this Twi'lek Streaks is just, she's almost like, oh God, these boys, just shaking her freaking head, and she kind of looks back over at you and goes, "When are you gonna start?"
At the what?
At what do you mean at what?
I'm sorry. Most recently, I helped to smuggle a lot of weapons out of a Black Sun hold. Before that, I threw an Imperial commander in the air by about 90 feet and let him fall to his death. I'm not really interested.
And as you're going through some of your exploits, Captain Pike opens up the door to his office right around the corner, goes, "Hey, everyone get in here!" And he looks pissed.
Be careful, sir. You could be next. And then I turn and walk in.
I, um, yeah.
She turns
yeah,
around. She
yeah.
turns around and starts walking off.
I rolled 4 light side points to force pull Moringa behind me
I'm just staring at her.
by his
She
You're
looks
admiring-
great coming or going.
You're admiring her female form as she's leaving. And
Yeah.
as you do so, you start to feel like this hand has reached out and grabbed you by the arm, but you don't see a hand, and it's dragging you physically through the room or through the hallway and into the room.
She hadn't left yet.
As you're fighting your vision here to try and stick your head back out the door as much as possible, and Jack kind of walks in immediately after behind you guys, and he hollers back out. He goes, "All right, Streaks. All right, Eggs. I'll be back out in a minute. I gotta talk to these guys." So, the pheromones start to subside and settle a little bit at this point in time, but Moringa, you're kind of like, what just happened?
Do you think you could hook me up?
Your Nautilin just went through puberty.
You think you can hook me up? That's Rick's other voice.
I can breathe air now.
But anyway, so you guys get into the Captain Pike's office, and he turns around. And he's looking at you.
Just went way. Okay, there it
Yeah.
is.
But I
He's,
didn't
like,
give her a cupcake. You think she
unfocused
wants
like
a cupcake?
crazy.
Captain Pike is looking at you, and he goes, "Moringa,
Do you want a cupcake?
can
sir?
you get it under control long enough to have a conversation?"
I haven't. It's.
Influence power. 2 dark side points. I'll take them. I calm Moringa down. I make him. No, it's dark side points, so I have to make it.
You have to make it like fear or anxiety or
Angry?
something
I have
else.
to give him serious anxiety or like sexual frustration.
Well, you don't have to go very far with that one because he's already got some severe frustration going on at this point. So
But it turns like from like euphoria to like a temper.
to anger, it's like now all of a
I
sudden
have it under control.
now
I
all of a
don't know
sudden
what
he's
you're
mad because he
talking
couldn't
about,
talk.
man. You can't look at a pretty girl with everybody getting all set. Man, I don't know
Captain
what your
Pike looks
problem
at you and
is.
goes, "Do you need a minute?"
Would you like a cupcake?
No, I don't want a damn cupcake. I want to talk to you guys about what you did.
I want one. And I reach in, I open up the box, I get out a cupcake.
Consolation prize and starts eating
What
it.
did we do?
And Jack's standing right next to you like, "I want a cupcake."
Oh, we can have a cupcake.
Of course
too.
you can have a cupcake.
I don't know why, but it's just, okay. I don't know.
So Captain Pike looks back over at you and goes, "First off, I want to say thank you because you were able to get out to one of these warehouses and you were able to secure it for us, and we were able to go in and clear out all the material and the merchandise. However, one of those warehouses was full of absolutely nothing but food goods, food stores, and a crap ton of prawns.
Is that not useful for the Republic?
Well, it beats
Did
MREs.
you get them?
It beats MREs, but we risked a whole lot for half a ship's cargo load of freaking prawns."
Then can I have them?
If you don't want them, we would take them.
My family could use them.
Well, we're going to distribute them. We're going to distribute them out to people who are hungry.
Could you,
But
could you send some to my family?
And that will probably help with the recruiting numbers, no?
recruiting numbers, and the Empire's killing everybody that they possibly can at this point. Recruiting numbers. You know, all it takes is one little combat, one little melee between us and the Empire, and all of a sudden our recruiting numbers go up every other day at this point. So do the casualties. And you can tell, you can see it, and Aaron, you can feel with the Force that he just in general sense, he is feeling overwhelmed. He is really feeling overwhelmed with the burden of command right now.
I understand your frustrations. What was the name of the men that we are trying to break out of prison?
Jack chimes in and goes, Aaron, it's not a man that we're breaking out of prison.
Women? Droid? Whatever.
It's her name's Lazula.
And we needed the EMP charge to do this?
No. Okay, you don't remember the plan at all. Just like you
No.
don't remember the ankle biters. What? Uh, ah! You know,
Anyway, we
for
needed
this 12-year-old is freaking out at this point because
we
he's like,
needed to break them out of the prison,
he goes,
and then we needed the EMP for Masamune.
so he's like almost holding his head at this point. And he's like got his hands up in the air and he's being really animated. And he goes, no. Okay. So the only EMP on planet right now that we can get a hold of. There's a gang that is about 10 levels lower than we are, and it's run by a crime lord, and he's a Ikatachi, and his name is Talvi. His main girlfriend, his main squeeze,
Oh, we are
was
breaking his
was
girlfriend out of
imprisoned.
jail to get the EMP.
We have to get her out so that he gives us the EMP. That's the trade. That's what I was able to work out.
I see.
What was his name?
Talvi.
Calvi? So we got.
Now, he's not part of the Black Sun. He's just got a little gang. How he came up with this hardware, nobody knows. But we can put the entire Imperial Palace on complete lockdown. There will be no power anywhere. Nobody gets hurt, and it gives us a chance to sneak in to get Masameda.
I can still
Now
put
I
something
am
up.
following the plan. Now I am on board.
So this girl is in prison?
Yes, she is. So, and he goes, he pulls out a little data pad, and as part of the data pad, he goes to hit and turn it on, and it lights up, and Captain Pike chimes in, and let me go ahead and flip the screen here really quickly to this one. So, sitting up on the data pad, this little map
You'll have
pops
to
up.
follow on YouTube for this part, guys.
Yeah. So for those of you that are either on YouTube or Twitch, you are going to be able to see this. So this little data pad pops up with a map, and you know, Captain Pike kind of chimes back in and says, "All right, look, here's the intel that we have. Obviously, you know, you guys have been able to get yourselves in and out of some pretty tight situations, and we're going to have a little bit of backup for you this time. But as far as getting Lazula out, it's on you. We need you guys to be able to maneuver through this facility and acquire her." And he hands you a little device that's got a homing beacon on it. And once you press this homing beacon, we're going to run a ship in as quickly as we can on any one of the rooftops of this facility. And we're going to do a snatch and grab, kind of like we did when you guys got out of prison originally. However, here's the difference. We're going to do a full-scale assault on this prison. We're going to take speeders in, we're taking ground troops in, and we're taking other elements of some of our spy network in to be able to have a couple of different things that are going to take place. Our speeders are going in to knock the utility section out. Our spy network is going in to try and get into the warden's office and acquire any information that they can acquire through the computer core and network. Our military forces are going to be, our ground forces are going to be hitting from the north building that's in the center of this map. The one that you see that looks like it has all these little, chairs and other things that are sitting in there. Those are cooling units. And this particular building has so many cooling units sitting on top of it that we can only assume that it's a data center. And that they're using the garrison there to protect it. And we think that the building that's to the right-hand side that has the gray roof and the blue and white ring around it, we think that that's the garrison. We do see troops come in and out on a regular basis. But we don't see enough troops come in and out, which means that there may be some underground tunnels there that they're using to access the rest of the base.
See. And where do you propose we go in, man?
That's for you to figure out where you guys want to go in. Now, we're going to start the assault. So all of the base's defenses should be fairly well tied up with us.
But we have to find some female, and what is she?
She is a human. She is a middle-aged human that is a blonde-haired woman.
So, how are we supposed to find her? Or do we have any contacts on the inside? We don't. Do they have the prison broken up? Obviously, male, female. What about human, alien?
Each one of these facilities that's around the edge, those are the cell blocks, and each cell block has a computer system that sits in front of it that notates what the prisoners are and who they are. But if you notice, in the very center of this facility, there is a crossroads and a little building right dead center in the middle of this. We believe that to be a primary network node that you can be able to access and find full prison logs.
And when will we be doing this?
Well, Jack here told me that he's ready to go whenever. So if you guys are, whenever you're ready to go, we can coordinate the ground attack. As you saw when we came in, we've already moved all of our speeders and a lot of our personnel out of here to prepare for this operation, because this has to happen. We have to be able to get this device so that Masameda can be liberated from house arrest.
And all the data you say you could potentially get. Yeah. Yeah, man.
So we should strike this evening, no? While the iron is hot?
We're ready to go whenever you're ready to go.
Perhaps we should get some food. Let us rest for just a moment. We are kids, after all. We just got back from a very dangerous mission. And this evening, as the sun begins to set over, well, our false lights above us, we will be ready. Perhaps 4 hours.
4 hours. All right. Perhaps I will take a cupcake. And he reaches down and grabs a cupcake. And
they're so good.
He kind of points back over towards the door and he goes, "This reminds me of my childhood growing up on Corellia." As he's taking a bite.
They're Carillion.
He goes, "There's a certain spice that's in this, and I haven't had it since Corellia."
You can thank Tony Cupcakes.
Wait, Tony Cupcakes. Isn't that the smuggler you guys told us about?
It is.
It is.
We went to try and contact him, and he acted like we didn't know what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably because you didn't ask him right.
You didn't buy any cupcakes.
No.
He does talk a lot more when you buy cupcakes.
Yeah, he does.
He mentioned you trying to call, though.
So,
we kind of have him on retainer right now, too.
Yep, he is here for a week, and we have paid him to stay.
In case we need to get off planet.
In case we need him for anything.
He has a way. Being a smuggler, he says he can get us off planet.
Yep. And Pike sits back, and he's sitting in his chair at this point. He goes, "That might be helpful. Because if we are able to liberate Mas Ameda, we're going to have to get him off planet."
Very quickly, yes.
Does he like cupcakes?
I don't.
Green wine.
And he's like, I don't care what that Chargan likes. I just want him to be able to sign an armistice to shut this war down, and then we'll go ahead and screen wipe from there.
So I wanted to take the few hours because I want to contact Antinous.
Okay. All right. So obviously you can find a little room or a little facility off by itself. During that time frame,
I'm gonna go.
What are you gonna be doing, Maringo?
I'm gonna go take a cold shower.
Touche. You walk back out in the hallway and smell all the pheromones again, and all of a sudden you can't talk or think. No.
I'm gonna concentrate on my cupcake.
You start nervous eating cupcakes.
The 3 dozen are gone. I'm like, where'd they? What?
Moringa's like, "Oh, I feel like crap."
I got a sugar buzz. I hope I don't crash in the middle of this operation.
No, but I will give you an extra agility boost for during the operation. No, I'm joking.
-1 willpower plus
So
1
much
agility.
sugar. So much sugar. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of stream wipe real quick, and you do find a small office that's not being, manned or has any personnel in it right now. So, describe the scene for everybody as you go through this.
Yeah, so I just kind of, like I said, I have my visor kind of disguised right now with, it looks similar to like a miniature turban or something like that. So I just kind of pull that down over my face and lean back in the chair as if I'm sleeping in the dark office. And because I'm supposed to be reporting something back to Antennas every now and then, right?
Correct.
And so that's kind of what I'm here for, is that kind of exchange of information at this point.
All right. So, you kind of lean back and you start to drift into a meditative state. And as you do, almost like when you were in the Force visions, your peripheral gets very, very smoky and blurry, and the center of it's kind of got this focused area, and it starts off almost pure white. And then it just slowly fades in, and what you see is darkness off in the background, and it's kind of like this blue light that's kind of showing off in the background, and you see a human form walk forward, an older gentleman. Obviously he's got the little leather bandana strap that comes across his eyes, as he was described before, graying, thinned out hair, and he is still wearing his Imperial white uniform. And he walks forward, and he goes, "Good. I was wondering when you would try and contact me."
It is, I guess, a pleasure to see you. It's been a few months.
I was beginning to doubt your resolve, young one.
Oh, resolve is not an issue, rather a lack of access to any information.
And what information are you bringing me today, then?
First, and I kind of, I assume I kind of go into these visions with whatever clothing and equipment I have with me, kind of.
Think of it like the Matrix. It's the construct.
Yeah.
Whatever you envision yourself to be and wearing. That's what it is.
So I produce the broken apart hilt of that lightsaber and I say, first, before information, I found this. Is this useful for the crystal that you handed me so long ago?
And he kind of takes it, and he extends his hand like this, and all of a sudden all the components start rising up off of your hand. And he goes, "Perhaps. It's not useful to me, but I believe it will be useful to you in the future. I don't believe you're quite ready for this yet. But as you grow with your abilities, you'll start to, as my teacher told me, you'll start to feel how these components should be combined and in what fashion they should be combined.
I see.
And it will truly become a part and an extension of you."
That is not how I had heard.
Guard this with your life.
I will. That is not, though, how I heard the Sith take care of their instruments. It's deliberate and forced at times.
As I said before, I am no Sith Lord. That was
What?
for Lord Vader and for the Emperor himself.
What
I
are you?
am just a vassal that the Force flows through, and I choose to impart my knowledge. What is done with that knowledge?
So you are a Jedi.
No,
Were you?
no. But I was no Sith either.
I'm becoming more intrigued by you, Antinous.
We're not
I
here to
have-
discuss me. We're here to discuss you.
I have information on a coming assault one that must, my personal objective must be achieved, but not as many Imperial lives must be lost.
Okay, I'm interested. How have you come across this information? And how reliable is it?
Well, I have infiltrated a cell here on Coruscant.
Well, we knew that was part of the plan. Keep going.
Right? I have become close with the commander of this cell and have taken out a few missions at this point. Although he obviously does not trust a child with the utmost of his plans, I am a part of this particular conquest.
Interesting. And what conquest? How is this plan to unfold? What's your part in this?
I am to rescue an imprisoned female by the name of what's her name?
Lazula?
Lazula. What I would like to know from you is where she is housed and what is the easiest way to get to her.
I can make some inquiries, however, it will take a little bit of time for me to come across that information.
This assault is happening in 4 hours.
Ah, just like a child, just like a child. And he starts shaking his head.
I only found out about it minutes before coming to speak with you.
I will do what I can. I do not want to communicate over standard comm channels. So again, I will reach out to you with the Force, and I will try and get your mind to focus on a number. That number will be where your prisoner is located.
Okay.
If I'm able to find this information. Now,
If not,
what facility? Do you know what facility you are heading to?
do I know what facility I'm heading to?
You don't, but you can technically kind of describe some information to him. You know,
Yeah, I
narrative
described
space
the
will-
map that he showed me, basically.
And he asks you to. He goes, center your thoughts, focus them.
Okay.
Envision this map.
Discipline check.
Yes, and it will be a hard check. This is the first time you're trying to do this. Envision the map in which you were shown.
I got 2 threats, so I guess I get a little bit of a headache, but I did succeed.
Okay. I will go ahead and give you 2 threat, or 2 threat with that, as far as strain. However, you focus in, and almost like right in front of you on cue, like it's on a computer screen, the map flies up, and it becomes like a 3D hologram that's circling in front of him. And he goes, "Ah, I know this. I know this prison. This is out in the pipeworks, just almost to, let's just say, this will take a few hours for you to even get to it. But now I at least know where to look." And he says, "Good job, my apprentice. Good job. I have not seen many who have been able to focus the way that you have. Granted, how our sessions began and started out very less than optimal, should we say.
I have put work into my focus. I have not been letting myself waver.
I have felt your powers growing. I am very impressed."
What is your role in this, Antinous? What do you desire to happen with the Empire and Masameda and the rebels and all of this? What is your goal?
All in due time. Because when my goals are realized, your goals will be realized.
That sounds good.
And he goes, I have looked into the future, and the visions that I have, you and I have much to discuss in the future as your powers continue to grow. I see great things for you. What you choose to do with those powers, how you intend to lead with those powers, is on you. And one last thing, Aaron. Why is it that as we communicate and the more that I talk to you, I get visions of a distant cliff and a child?
This is a vision
What does
I
this
have
mean to
had.
you?
I do not know. I am pondering it myself. When the visions began, it would go through a series of images and wind up with me seeing an infant. And today, this morning, I had the same vision, but the infant was bleeding. I feel as if something has changed about that vision or that future or whatever it is.
And a smile starts to creep across his face as you say the infant was bleeding. And it's eerily creepy.
That is awkward. This your wish is very discomforting.
Do you fear this vision?
No, I am not a baby.
Does
And
it
I
trouble
care.
you? Does it anger you?
I
Does it frustrate you?
It frustrates me that I do not know if it will affect me, but I am indifferent to the contents.
I will tell you that you sense the future.
Interesting. Is this a vision you have had?
No, each person who wields the Force, they have their own visions of the future and destiny. I have seen how your future intertwines with mine, and where we end up together, and what we do in the name of, oh well, we'll see when that happens. For right now, I want you to continue your training and focus on these visions until you are able to push past this stopping block that you come across with this infant. Because we can never see beyond a choice or a decision that we don't comprehend yet.
Okay. I will be sure to let you know if the vision progresses any further.
All right, and from there we kind of screen wipes and continue on with your
Yeah.
you
Finish
basically
this little rest.
sitting there and kick back and relax, right? So,
Yeah.
Maranga,
So,
we're not going to describe your shower scene.
probably wise.
Was in there for about an hour.
Somebody's complaining that there's no hot water left.
I like the water. What do you think? I'm a Nautilin.
So after all that's said and done, we'll say that this whole thing takes about, your full interaction there takes about 2.5 hours. Ron, Maranga, during that time frame, you've taken your shower, and you've kind of come back, and you've run into Jack, and it's just Jack at this point in time. And he's like, "So you guys seem to be getting some notoriety. You're all over the place lately."
Yeah, man. I mean, we've been lucky. What can I say? We've been lucky. We took some chances and we got some rewards.
Yeah,
It
I
was
know.
fun.
You guys took chances before, and Thuy lost his life. We can't have that happen again. Not on this mission.
That was bad. But that wasn't our fault. That wasn't. We we took chances, but they were calculated risks. There was a wild card that we weren't aware of. Now, you can never know.
Let's just hope there's no wild cards for this one.
Well, I hope not too. I mean, I'd hate to lose anybody.
I mean, we don't have a whole lot of supplies in order to be able to pull this off because they're filtering all the weapons to all the ground troops that they possibly can. So, if they're going to be hitting the north side of this facility, I mean, obviously we got to sneak in, but you know, you're the best pilot we got.
That's not good.
It's a bunch of kids. You're the best pilot they got. But so he's chit-chatting back and forth with you, and he's kind of alluding on to a little bit more information, and he kind of entrusts with you. He goes, I had to promise this Ikachi that this isn't the only job I got to do for him.
What else?
No, I don't know yet, but I mean, if this is what it takes for us to get what we need and get the EMP device, then this is what my dad would have wanted.
Well, if we can help, I mean, I don't always speak for Aaron. I don't always know what's going on with Aaron. I'm worried about him sometimes, but
I mean,
for myself,
he didn't even react to streaks, and that's unusual.
Tell me about it. Where did you find her? And how can I find her?
Well, she's down around the corner, but I don't think that matters. He's kind of got this look on his, so he's also got this look on his face like she's mine.
Okay.
But he goes, he kind of, conversation goes on, and again, you guys are chatting for about an hour here with all this stuff, and the gist of it is that Streaks and Iggs were both orphans after the massacre took place, and they had been living down in some of the underground facilities and some of like the sewer tunnels and steam vents and things like that, and Jack had happened across them and brought them in and basically gave them a home as part of the rebel cells. So they themselves kind of are a pair that came together.
See.
And he kind of trusts you on the fact that Streaks is she may look like she's a helpless little princess, but that girl, when it comes to a fight, she'll take you out. She'll take you down. She'll knock you flat on your butt.
I wouldn't mind having that fight.
And Iggs is one of the best computer people he's ever seen. This kid just seems to have it just ingrained in him.
It's another fight I wouldn't mind.
Time passes by, and obviously you guys are just kind of hanging out there around the facility, and eventually, AA Ron, you come to and kind of get back up and come back out with everybody, and you see everybody in kind of the dining facility area and sitting down, and it's almost reminiscent of sitting down and eating at the prison, except this time you don't have some dude there trying to convince you how to escape. So you go walk
memories, huh?
You go walk it in, and you see everybody sitting down.
I go and grab my food and sit down as well.
All right. So there's just general conversation. It has more to do with the upcoming mission. You guys got about an hour and a half left before this all kicks off, and Jack's kind of going back and forth about the mission and says, "Okay, so ground troops are coming in from the north. The speeders are all going to just go in and do whatever they can to bombard the electrical facilities and the utilities facilities, and we got to be able to do what we can. All the ground troops should be focused to the north. I mean, obviously there's going to be a few looking to the south because they don't want to get flanked, but what do you guys think we should do? How can we get in there?"
I think we land near the infirmary. I think that puts us near all of the potential targets, all the potential cell houses.
So are we going to fly in with the rest of the speeders and just break off from there, or are we going to try and sneak in from another direction?
I think we tried to sneak in from the east. Yes.
But we'd have to climb up this tower.
And Jack kind of looks at you a little confused. He goes, no, 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 no. All this area that's right here, it's not really a tower. It's just a platform that this prison sits on top of. He goes, we don't have any underground maps. I don't know what else is going to go on under there. But that's why I'm trying to figure out how we get in here, because I don't want to just like run in with the masses.
The infirmary keeps us away from the main center of combat, as well as putting us closest to the cell blocks.
Okay, but that's fine. But how do we find out where she is? This is a big prison.
Well,
We
we have to go to the center. Go to that center place. You know, man. That we see in the map. He says that's an information junction.
I would assume
That makes us an easy target.
that any terminal in the infirmary would have information on the prisoners.
Possibly.
Well, it'd be connected to the network.
They would have to be intaken and checked for any potential diseases or viruses before they are put in any cells.
Okay.
Yeah, but that might
So
not
that's
necessarily
a couple.
be.
That means that we've got a couple of things that we could look. There's the processing center, right there by the landing pad.
Yeah, don't you always supposed to go in through the?
There's
The processing center, I think, would be more well guarded than the infirmary.
They guard their poop.
well, if the combat's
Different
going on,
process.
wouldn't they be bringing wounded into the infirmary?
Perhaps,
That'd be kind of a high traffic area, wouldn't it?
perhaps. But I once heard from a very famous small person: the closer you are to danger, the farther you are from harm.
The problem is, again, though, man. How do we
Jack
get
looks at you
into-
like you must be smoking something.
Ah, he come to my place. The problem is, one, how do we get into the infirmary? I'm sure there's not a door. The processing
I'm
plant.
100% sure that they have a door.
Yeah, but not to the outside.
No, this isn't like the map, right? Is a courtyard with streets leading to these different spaces.
I'm gonna go ahead and
It's
bring
not
this
like,
up and switch back over here real quick.
This
So-
isn't an underground facility. It's
No.
like buildings that are surrounding a centralized quad space, right, Mike?
Yes, it is. So it's a bunch of peripheral buildings that are surrounding a centralized quad that is connected by quite a few roads, and the
Right.
infirmary is over on the
It's on the far
southeast side. Yeah, right on the east side of it.
So
It's
this
right
is a
in
giant
between-
courtyard, then.
Yes. Yeah, and the infirmary is right in between all of the cell blocks.
Correct.
So, but there's going to be a wall around this entire thing, I would imagine, or some type of fence.
There's not a fence. There's not a
We're
wall.
coming in
Basically,
an
it's
airship.
sitting on an elevated. It's sitting on an elevated platform, just in and of itself. It's not like a. It's not a tower, but
Right.
it's just got these sheer walls that are probably 100, 200 meters tall, but it's not what you would classify as a tower.
Okay. So, we have to get to the top of this platform, which means we're going to have to get on a speeder
Right.
to get to the top of this platform.
Yes.
And then, I mean, I guess we could run around to the, I guess we could run around to the infirmary and go in the front door.
We'll have some time before they begin bringing in wounded.
Now, and Jack kind of looks at the map and he pulls it back up on his data pad, pushes it out in front of you guys, and goes, "Okay, so right next to the infirmary is the warden's office, and there's going to be a crew that's going to be making for the warden's office, and then there's going to be a crew that's making for the data center that's just on the north side of the facility."
So the fighting's going to be rather intense in that area.
It could be. It could be. Now, he goes, I don't know all the details of everything that's happening, but I would expect that the main fighting is going to be coming in from, where the processing center is and around the southern buildings, around the northern buildings themselves. And I just got a feeling there's going to be all kinds of speeders and things trying to bring people to the infirmary. Maybe we can.
But you said the fighting's going to be next to processing, so.
And the warden's office.
Well, the warden's office is going to have a small crew that's trying to stealthily sneak into the warden's office.
Yeah, just a small crew.
Right. Now there's going to be another small crew that's intended to hit the data center, which is on the northeast side of the facility. And then there's going to be a large assault force that's going to be coming in directly from the north, and there's also going to be an assault team hitting the processing center on the west side of the facility.
So it seems like infirmary is still our best bet. That southeast side of the space.
I don't think so. Why don't we just go up between some of the cell blocks? We have cover. We just go up between some of the cell blocks. We got cover all the way to the. We got cover all the way to that little road till we see. Yeah, but if we get to that central area where the control station is,
it just feels like that's way out in the open, where the infirmary is at least off to the side.
That's true, but we're gonna have to get. But the closer you are to danger, the farther you are for home.
I don't care where we go. Let's just land the damn ship.
Pilot's got to make the pick.
Yep, pilot's got to land it.
All right.
And goes you.
Okay, I'm going to take us to between those two cell blocks on the south. It seems like we'll have the most cover, and we can scope it out there. If we see that maybe we need to go to the infirmary, well, we can always go that direction.
All right. So we're going to screen wipe at this particular point, and basically, you guys are the scene is going to unfold that you guys are in the docking bay area. You've got your speeder. With you, you guys have Jack, you have Streaks, you have Iggs. Obviously, the two of you, you're all crammed into your little bitty speeder that you got, sitting there. Everybody seems to be, kind of hyped up, and they're on edge a little bit. Iggs is kind of sweating bullets a little bit at this point. He's looking really, really nervous. But ironically, you look over at Streaks, and Streaks is kind of like, almost got this. And if you ever seen a Twi'lek smile, how they kind of have really long, elongated incisors a little bit, she's almost like got this little mischievous, devious smile going on at this point, and like she's ready. You guys lift off and head out, and you hear on your comm chatter that the assault, you guys head out a little ways, and you get in there. It's about, you've got about an hour's worth of flight time, and about 5 or 10 minutes before you hit the area, all of a sudden your comm channel just starts lighting up, and it is nothing but military communications, and you're hearing, squad commands going on. You're hearing, calls for air support. You're hearing, calls for medevacs. You're just hearing all kinds of stuff that's happening. And
turn my comms off.
In the very tail end of this, as you guys are approaching from the south towards that particular section of the building, you hear on the comms, you hear Team 1 in place, ready to access Warden's office. Team 2 in place, ready to access data center. And then you hear Captain's Pike voice chime in and says, commit breach, and then they react to it and start heading in as you guys are starting to fly in towards the facilities. And you're just seeing, speeders everywhere. You're seeing explosions going off all over the place. It looks like the utility location is on fire. There's a giant hole that's sitting in there. The processing center, it looks like a earth-shaped or an earth-moving charge was used to almost level and crater the landing pad that was sitting there, so reinforcements couldn't make their way in. They have to land in the center of the facilities.
Why couldn't they let me blow that up?
And you guys are approaching your particular destination, and shots are whizzing by your speeder. You're doing the best you can in order to kind of dodge things. It's not like they're firing directly at you, but you are noticing that shots are just whizzing directly, around your speeder location. A few little turrets are kicking up, and we're not going to enter into combat at this particular time. We are going to go ahead and wrap up the session right here. So when we jump back in on our next session, we will be jumping into a initiative roll, and it will be an elongated combat scene
All right.
that we will establish an initiative order for that will carry itself through the entire combat scene. All right? So
Okay.
with that, guys, we're going to wrap up for this evening. This was our Star Wars session, and we want to invite you back 2 weeks from now for our next Star Wars session. But next week, we have Dungeons & Dragons. Correct, Rick?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm ready.
All right, so next week you're actually going to see the rest of the Tabletop Nerdcast crew all together, and we should be running a Dungeons & Dragons episode on Tuesday night. So
I will just tell you this. It's fixing to get very entertaining.
are you not entertained? All right. So with that, guys,